Last week, we took a look at the rise of Mineplex. Today, we'll be looking at how Mineplex went from being a server with a concurrent player count of over 10 to 30,000 players and earning a couple of million of dollars to going to 0 players online and earning nothing. With that being said, if you are confused at all, make sure to watch last week's video. And a subscription and a like would be much appreciated if you want to, of course, and if you enjoy the video. With that being said, my name is Daniel. Now sit back, relax, get some snacks, and enjoy the video. Before the release of Skyfall, there was actually one other 1.9 game on Mineplex, one in the Quiver payload. But it was only released to people with a Power Play Club subscription. After the release of the two 1.9 games and changing their hub again, Mineplex would see a decrease to only 5 to 10,000 concurrent players by the end of the year. 2016 Halloween Horror saw a big change when they came out with a new version of the game called Pumpkin's Revenge. In November of 2016, a group of hackers that owned the Fakeplex Minecraft server, which was a Mineplex remake, decided to hack one of the owner's accounts, Defect7. They got access to his login and went on Mineplex and gave themselves admin powers. This grief would be the biggest grief in Mineplex history. They went on to ban staff members and other players, grief Lobby 1, and lag the server. This only lasted a couple of minutes, but the damage was severe. Mineplex went into maintenance mode, and for a while no one could log on. Mineplex went from over 8,000 players online at the time to only 1,000. This grief would force a change on the Mineplex staff team. All staff members logging in were required to put in a code by either having a QR scanner every time or having a custom code to put in. This feature was only for the higher ups of Mineplex. Mineplex would be able to recover from this event though. About a week and a half later, on November 19th, 2016, came the release of Clans Season 2. And with the release, Mineplex came out with a new rank called Eternal. This rank was at first only achieved through in-game chests and smashing pumpkins. With the release of Eternal, also came the community update. This is where players with the Eternal rank could create a community on Mineplex and anyone was able to join. They could create their own private community NPS and have a chat for everybody in the community no matter what game they're on to see, just like the Hypixel Guild chat. 2016 Christmas Chaos was the same as all previous years. 2017 would be a roller coaster for Mineplex. To start off 2017, Chis would announce his resignation from the server due to his health. Due to this, Mineplex announced that 2 of the admins would be gaining owner rank. Apple G, who was a guy that got Mineplex partnered with Microsoft, and Strut20, who was very inactive due to him being a firefighter captain and owning his own ranch. This would also cause Sterling underscore and Defect7 to go inactive on the server. In February 2017 would be one of the last times anyone ever saw a owner rank online the Mineplex server ever. In late February, Mineplex released Gem Hunters into closed beta for Power Play Club members only. And in early May, they would release it to the public. Gem Hunters was very popular at release. It was a 1000 by 1000 map where your goal was to get gems and fight others. There were also supply drops where you could get OP items and even rank rewards and other Mineplex items. There were also quests for gems and other cool rewards. The map was a modern city and players fell in love with this game instantly, but after a couple months was sadly shut down due to hackers. About a week later, Mineplex released Castle Assault, which was created by Samido D, who was the current clan's admin at the time, and Alex Zacoder, one of the longest acting devs in Mineplex history. The goal of this game was to get 2 TNT and deal damage to the other team's crystals. Once you defeat both their crystals, you would then go on to kill the other team's boss to win the game. Castle Assault was Mineplex's first ever game to have an in-game leaderboard system and a brand new currency system in-game called Crowns. The leaderboard system brought a bunch of closet cheaters though to Mineplex. This is where players would hack blatantly, but when asked to share their hacks, hide it so people would think they are legit. Castle Assault got infested with closet cheaters, and soon after was closed. Sadly, closet cheater infestations would also infect other games on the server. It would lead to many players quitting or starting to cheat themselves. In June, Mineplex would release their second game with leaderboards, which was very much like League of Legends, called Heroes of Gwen. Heroes of Gwen failed to get high player counts though, and was short-lived. At the end of summer, Samido D decided to resign from Mineplex to focus more on content creation. This led to Metman9 being the new clan's admin. In early fall, Mineplex clans would enter Season 4, but soon after, a dupe bug was found, and Mineplex didn't fix the bug or reset the season till the end of 2017, causing many players to quit clans. Not all hope was lost though, because by November of 2017, Mineplex would release Cake Wars, and it would soon become one of Mineplex's most successful games in Mineplex history. It's also important to note some other games that were released on Mineplex in 2017, but were short-lived, such as Alien Invasion, a game which was released in the earlier part of the year, and another Battle Royale game mode, which was a copy of Fortnite, but in Minecraft. Cyclones SJS, a lesser-known leader on the Mineplex team, resigned at the beginning of 2017 as well. And in November 2017, Sigils, one of the longest acting leaders on Mineplex and a very active game designer, resigned to focus more on content creation. 2018 would also be another rollercoaster year for Mineplex. In February, Mineplex switched from TeamSpeak to Discord, which would be a very positive change, but not all of 2018 would be positive. In early March, Mineplex would change their hub yet again, and at this point, many players were fed up with all the changes. SJ Sampson, another long-acting leader and game designer, would resign from the team in early March, along with Kenneth B. Gooden, a lesser-known admin, resigning from the Bedrock project management team in May. July would be Mineplex's 5th year anniversary, where they would bring a remake of the old Tree Hub back for a bit, which was long overdue, and also bringing back 2 limited time games, Squid Shooters and Tug of War. In September, Mineplex would release a new website, leaving their old engine website, which would be a good change due to engine being very outdated. 2018 didn't see much else apart from little game updates and map releases on Bedrock, and Java ending the year with the player count peaking at 2,000 to 4,000 at peak hours. 2019 would end up being the last great year for Mineplex, with it only hitting about 2,000 players at peak hours. To start off 2019, Mineplex would bring back the hub that they released during the 5-year anniversary, which was the knockoff Tree Hub from 2014. Along with this, T3 Hero, one of the longest acting build team leaders, would resign from his position. April would see the release of Clan Season 6, which brought back a little amount of players. Summer of 2019 would see a lot of players that were popular in the community getting network banned, which was a permanent ban from all Mineplex social medias and servers. And if you try going on a new account, that would be banned too. I was also affected by the wave of bans. In September, Batman9 would resign from clans, and Grandpa Nguyen would take over as clans admin. And by December of 2019, Blue Beetle HD, the longest acting head of staff, would resign from Mineplex. 2020, despite being the year the pandemic started, would not bring high player counts to Mineplex. Mineplex, however, would receive very little to no updates in any games, and the most often updates would be map releases. Many players did not like Grandpa Nguyen, due to him focusing on banning a lot of cheaters in Mineplex, and would start a petition to get him demoted. They used a lot of false evidence against him, but were still successful, and he was demoted from his admin position. Flame would take his position as Clan's admin, but was unable to have much success in this position due to no owners or devs being very active on the server. Mineplex would rebrand Power Play Club to a subscription rank called Immortal, which brought only about 100 to 200 monthly subscribers for the rest of the time Mineplex was alive. Not much else would happen, and by the end of 2020, Mineplex would only peak at 500 to 1,000 players at peak hours. The same happened during 2021 and 2022. August of 2022, Mineplex would release their own version of Death Run, but it was a huge fail, gaining almost no new players and almost no new games queued after a month. And by the end of 2022, Mineplex would only peak at around 200 to 500 players at peak hours. As a last-ditch effort, and with none of the owners being active in over 6 years and only taking in money and not communicating much with anyone working at Mineplex, the admin team decided to unban any players that would appeal their bans, but this brought little success. At the end of 2022, Alex the Coder would release an infrastructure update, but it was not managed correctly, with many bugs happening, and Halloween Horror and Christmas Chaos were also delayed. Mineplex would release their Valentine's game mode in 2023, but it was very buggy as well, and Gwen had a huge bug which would kick people for random movements, and on May 12th, 2023, Mineplex would shut down. There was no announcement on that day, and 3 days later on May 15th, Dean TM, one of the longest acting leaders in Mineplex history, would have to announce the closure of Mineplex. And that ended the Fall of Mineplex and the Mineplex server itself. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned something new. And if not, please let me know what you think I could improve on. Thank you for watching. I love you all, and God does as well.